Guys, I want to talk about fear today. This is something that holds so many people back. I say it all the time. Fear is the dream killer. And usually when I make these real talk videos where I'm just having a conversation with you, it's usually some topic that tends to continue to come up either daily, weekly, and in this case, it's been all month where people have just been so scared to either invest in themselves, get into a mentorship program, have been so scared to just sell on Amazon, have been so scared just to start the business, or have been just so scared to take the risk and do something that they normally wouldn't do. And guys, newsflash, that is exactly what you're supposed to do when your goal is to go from this person, this version of you, to the next version of you. You're supposed to make decisions that, yes, they're not super comfortable for you. Yes, they might be scary, but they're decisions that the 10.0 version of you would make. So if you're at, let's say, a 2K earner right now, right? A 2K monthly earner, you can't make decisions based off of your 2K monthly earner identity. You need to make decisions off the 10K monthly earner, right? That's how you have to make decisions. But with this whole fear thing, guys, like I said, I hear it every single day, multiple times a day for the last month, and I just don't understand it. Guys, when I quit my job at the sheriff's office, I was a detective. I had a son at home, a wife, a mortgage, car payments. I had all of these things. And yeah, I had some money saved up to give me some room to make this work or not, right? And I was terrified, guys. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say, hey, this was the easiest decision that I ever made in my life, and I had no problems not looking back, and I had no problems making the decision. It was a terrifying moment in my life. I remember sitting at my desk in the detective's office. I was put on night shift those last 2 weeks, thank God, because then I didn't have to see everyone in the office. But just by chance, I was put back on nights because we were short-staffed. I had come into the office to finish up a report on this case that I was working on. That was the day that I typed in my 2 weeks. Guys, I literally just sat there and stared at my computer for like 10, 15 minutes without typing a single word because I didn't know if I was making the right decision or not. It was like just me thinking like, am I really about to do this? Am I really about to quit my job and start an online business? Because guys, at the time, like now starting an online business is much more mainstream, common knowledge and stuff like that. Back in 2018, it was not. Everybody looked at you like you were fucking crazy every time that I told them that I was doing this thing on Amazon, right? So I'm sitting at my desk and I have all of these things running through my head, and the thought of not doing it 100% crossed my mind. And when I say I was terrified, guys, I was terrified because I had so much to lose. But I was more scared of what my next year, next 2, 3, 4, 5 years were going to look like if I didn't take the risk. I was more scared that my next 5 years were going to look like the last 5 years that I just went through, where I'm pretty much just living to work. But now I have a family on top of that, right? Now I have all of these other things that I want to do, and I'm not going to be able to do them. I have all of this freedom that I want to achieve, but I'm not going to achieve it because I can't escape this job. So after that, I was like, all right, I'm going to go for it and hope for the best. But I was coming in ready to do the work because a lot of times the fear comes from an underlying issue of, does this model work? Can I make it work? Or am I willing to do the work? And I was willing to do the work. So if you're willing to do the work, then take the risk. I'm not telling you to go quit your job. I'm just using that as an example to show you that, yeah, I was scared too. But you need to be more scared of staying in the same place that you don't want to be in. You're either scared because you don't know if it's going to work. Guys, Amazon FBA has been around for almost 20 years. There have been thousands and thousands of people who have made this business model successful. It is not something new. It is something that has been around for a very long time. So we can get that out of the way. The second thing that people are scared of is judgment. Judgment from other people, looking stupid, failing. Guys, who cares if other people are going to judge you? That is the lamest excuse that I could possibly think of. Because look, don't get me wrong. It's going to feel shitty when people make fun of you. It's going to feel shitty when people look at you like you're fucking crazy or you're dumb, right? But that shouldn't stop you from actually taking the risk. Because if you look at the person that you're worried who is going to judge you, 9 times out of 10, you would not trade places with them. So if you wouldn't trade places with them, it means you don't admire them in any way. You wouldn't want their life whatsoever. So why does the opinion of somebody who you would not trade places with matter so much to you that you would put off something that could completely change your life, like it has done for so many people, just because you don't want this person to judge you or these people in your life to judge you? Guys, if everyone had your vision, if everyone had this opportunity that they could actually see is a real opportunity and they would actually take advantage of it, everyone would be doing it. But the reason that it's your vision is because you're the only one who can see it. I can't stress this enough. When I quit my job, I was like the butt of the jokes. Or people would just look at me like I was the biggest idiot. Or like I was an alien at their table. I fucking hated that feeling. But at the same time, there wasn't one single moment where the judgment of others was going to decide whether I took the risk or not. Okay? So those are the first two. The next one is the loss of money. Guys, who fucking cares if you lose a couple $100? Wake up. The difference from you staying in the place that you don't want to be in because you're obviously looking into other options. How can I quit my job? How can I get more freedom? How can I not be stuck here? Is because there's something that you want to change in your life, right? So the big thing that's stopping you is losing a little bit of money. What if you do invest in the products and it doesn't work out? Okay. What if you buy a bunch of inventory and let's say you lose $2,000? What? So what? You can't figure out a way to make another $2,000, but at least you know you took the risk and you gave yourself a fair shot to see if this could work for you. The difference from life-changing progress and staying the same for you is $1,000 to $2,000 that you may lose. Guys, the reality is, even if you were to lose that money, your life is not going to change. Your worst case scenario is exactly what you're doing right now day to day with a little bit less money that you can always make up. That's what's stopping you. So what's stopping you from taking this risk and pursuing a business model that has changed so many people's lives is a little bit of money or the judgment of others. And what is keeping you considering staying in the same place for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years is the judgment of other people who you would not trade places with. Look, when I think of it like that, it's a no-brainer. Take the risk. What's the worst that can happen? You're not going to lose your house. You're not going to go bankrupt unless you're an absolute idiot who goes and massively over-leverages themselves in a business model that they barely understand. Don't do that, obviously. No one's coming to take your kids. Nothing tragic is going to happen to you. You're going to lose a little bit of money. You may look stupid in the beginning. Guess what? Everyone looks stupid in the beginning. Everyone's crazy. Everyone's an idiot as soon as they get started in something until it works. Until it works. Then you're all of a sudden a fucking genius. Take it from somebody who knows. The same people who were making fun of me, cracking little jokes, throwing little jabs here and there, are the same people who end up asking for help. Are the same people who end up saying, oh, can you show me how to do this? Oh, can I get into your program for free? Oh, what are we talking about here? I was the big idiot, right? I was the butt of the jokes. I was the one who was a dumbass for quitting my job until it works, guys. You need to be able to look at worst case scenario and then ask yourself, is this really worth me not taking the risk? Losing a little bit of money, judgment of others. Guys, this is your life that we're talking about. You only get one. And you're willing to sacrifice it because this fucking person is going to say something. You may lose a little bit of money. The pros of starting a business and taking the risk, if that's what you want to do and that's really what you want to pursue, they just massively overweigh the cons. The cons are so minuscule in the grand scheme of things. I'm telling you right now, take it from somebody who's been in your position. Take the risk. If you want to start a business, if you want to build a side hustle, it doesn't matter what the reason's for. Maybe you want to replace your income. Maybe you just want a little bit extra money on the side. Doesn't matter. Take the risk. Guys, like I said, this is your life we're talking about. There are people less qualified than you, less resources than you, making money on Amazon every single day of the week. And it doesn't have to be with Amazon. Doesn't matter what the side hustle is. Take the risk. The worst thing that could possibly happen is you fail. But if you fail once and then you quit forever, guys, you're going to be in an endless cycle of what if, and then you're going to be filled with regret when it's too late and the opportunity is gone. Don't think that I jumped into Amazon and I made it successful right away. Guys, I tried affiliate marketing. I tried real estate. I tried SEO. I tried Instagram theme pages. And then I tried Amazon, and I tried arbitrage and private label and wholesale. And I was met with failure after failure after failure. That is part of the process. If you're not failing, if you're not making mistakes, if you're not losing money in the process because you're learning lessons the hard way, you're not fucking trying hard enough. That is just part of the game. Take the risk. Trust me, it's 100% worth it.